everyone, this is Shraddha. Welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, before we get anything started, I'd like to wish you people a very happy Independence Day, and I'd also like to express my gratitude towards our freedom fighters who fought for our freedom, and I'd also like to thank our wonderful Indian Army who fights every day to sustain it. And while in these COVID times, our scientists, our doctors, our nurses, our policemen, they have been working so hard to protect us, to save us from this deadly virus. So I'd also like to express my gratitude towards them. Thank you so much, all of you people. You were just so great. Okay, yesterday I uploaded a small clip on my social media in which I was talking to the phenomenal author Nandini Bajpai, and I'm such a tease. It was just a small little clip and not the whole thing. So today I'm going to share the whole thing with you guys, in which I'm having a nice pleasant little chat with the phenomenal author Nandini Bajpai. So if you guys are interested, watch this video up till the very end.
And a karmic cat, Nandini Bajpai. First of all, thank you so much, Nandini, for giving me this opportunity. It means the world to me that I'm getting the opportunity to talk to you, and that too on the occasion of Independence Day. It means the world to me. Thank you for being here.
You are so welcome, and happy, 15 August to everyone. Happy Independence Day. I forget what anniversary this is. Like how many years has it been since 47? Do the math. I don't know, but in any case, it's amazing. So I'm really happy to be here too on that day.
Me too. All right. So as I told you before, I've got a bunch of questions for you. Do you mind answering them?
No, absolutely none.
All right. So my first question, what has influenced you the most as a writer?
What's really influenced me as a writer is when I was your age, seeing the lack of representation in the books that I was reading. I loved reading, but I could never see myself in a book, somebody from Delhi or somebody with, Indian cultural background. Those books just weren't there. Even in Hindi, there weren't books, that had teenagers in them, for example. So yeah, that was the big influence and the motivation to get into writing.
All right, my next question. Do you like audiobooks, physical books, or ebooks better, and why?
So I like all books, but the order in which I prefer them is physical books. I love physical books first because, you don't have to be online. You don't have to carry around anything. Even if, you're sitting in the garden, you can be reading it without being connected to anything. And there's just something really comforting about just feeling the weight of a book. I don't know, the way the pages smell. It just, maybe that's the only way I could read when I was younger. So it just feels very comforting. And then I like audiobooks. I really like audiobooks when I'm going for a long drive and I can pop it, play it in the car. So I really enjoy hearing it as well. It's like somebody's telling you a story, which is awesome. And then ebooks are convenient. You can, put a whole library in your little ebook reader and take it anywhere, and you don't have to carry about physically carrying around the load. So they all have their strengths, but I like physical books the best.
Me too. All right, next question. What behind the scenes tidbit in your life would probably surprise your readers the most?
I guess what would surprise them the most is, even though I live in Boston and I grew up in Delhi, I'm actually Australian.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
You were Maynard, right?
From Maynard? No. I live in Natick, which is outside of Boston. So I've lived here for, a very long time now, but I'm still Australian. I kept my citizenship. So.
Oh my God. I actually thought you were born in Meerut and then you were in Delhi.
Oh, Meerut. Yeah. Yes, I was born in Meerut. How do you know that? Okay, but good. Yes. My Nani's house was in Meerut. My Nansal is in Meerut. So yeah, I was born in Meerut. My father was in the Indian Army. So I'm very much a Delhiite. But I migrated to Australia right after finishing college. So with my whole family. So my two older sisters and my father are still there. And my mom was there till she passed. And but my husband's family is from the US. So after we got married, I ended up here, but I kept my Australian citizenship. So little tidbit.
Okay, now do you like India, Australia, or Boston better? You have lived in all those countries.
But they're, you feel homesick when you're in one place, you feel homesick for the other place. When you go visit India, it's like nothing has changed, and then you suddenly feel homesick for the US. And when you're in Australia, you feel homesick for, like, it's so confusing. They're all places that I love. It's really confusing, but all three of these places, Boston, Delhi, and Brisbane, Australia, where my family is, they all are my hometown. So I have three hometowns.
Wow. It must be good, right? Having so many homes around different corners of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I had one. All right. Oh, now this one's quite funny. What is the funniest typo you have ever written?
So it's probably not a typo that I did intentionally, but one time I was texting someone and I was saying, "Hi, this is, Nandini," and the autocorrect changed it to Houdini. So I'm like, what? And I sent it, and the person was so puzzled. But what do you do?
Seriously, it happens with me a lot. Every time I'm texting someone, autocorrect, autocorrect, and autocorrect. It gets autocorrect.
Yeah, you can
Frustrating.
recognize your names. It's yeah.
Yes. It does with my name too. Initially, it used to do it. It used to turn it into something really, really stupid. I've forgotten what it used to turn it into. So now at least it's smart enough to, spell my name right. I'm kind of glad that autocorrect has finally grasped my name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. My next question. What is your favorite time to write and why?
So it's a morning. It's morning is the best time for me to write, and I sometimes can't get into it right away, but it's everything is fresh, your ideas are fresh. Sometimes you think about things, plot points, and things, scenes that you want to write, and the best time to get it done is in the morning. And I'll write any time of the day, but the morning always feels really productive to me. So
The Indians used to, we rise early.
yes.
Before the principal.
Yeah.
My next question. How do you think being a writer has helped you as a person?
So, I think everybody has their dream jobs or their dream careers. And, when I was younger, even though I didn't think it was possible, it was definitely like a dream career for me to be writing. So I think you just feel more fulfilled as a person when what you're doing is something that you always wanted to do. That was your calling. So I think it makes me feel just much happier as a person that I can do what I always wanted to do, even though I've taken many detours in the past into other things. This is what I was meant to do. So it makes me happy.
My next question. What is your favorite word and why?
Okay, I guess ahimsa. I was thinking about it. Does it have to be English? But I think it's just a beautiful idea and concept. So even though it's not English, I think it should count, right?
It does, yes.
Yeah.
Right? If you didn't write, what would you do for work?
Well, I guess if I didn't write, I would still be doing what I was doing, before I got into writing, which is I work for a finance company in Boston. I was on the corporate sort of career path. So I would still be there, probably, doing something at Fidelity Investments or some other financial company.
Right. Okay, now this one's kind of weird question to ask anyone, but I am weird, so I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do you Google yourself?
Do what?
Do you
Do
Google
you Google
yourself?
yourself? Oh, okay, yeah. I do not Google myself, but I do have the notification set up. So if there's a mention somewhere, I'll get notified. So then I'll look into it and say, okay, hopefully it's nothing bad. or something. So I have like notifications set up for, my books and my name. And sometimes you get completely random stuff that has nothing to do with you, you know, sent to you because there's some keyword or something that is similar to your name or one of your book's names. So yeah, I try to avoid it. Is usually not good. So
Okay, my next question. What are your favorite novels?
So, I have so many favorites. Like, probably I would have a really long list if I started mentioning all of them, but let me mention a few. I love Jane Austen, so Pride and Prejudice. I'm a total romantic at heart. So, obviously, that has to be on there. And I love Vikram Seth's A Suitable Boy. And I love Haroon and the Sea of Stories by Salman Rushdie. So, these are three novels that I love that I read when I was your age, and since then, of course, I've had many, many other.
I love Jane Austen so much as well. I just love Austen. Her writing style is mind blowing.
Yes,
Amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. What book are you currently reading?
So currently, I'm reading Stacey Lee's *The Luck of the Titanic*. I really love Stacey Lee. She's an amazing person and she's an amazing writer. And she writes Asian American historicals, which is really, really cool. I've read all her books, Downstairs Girl, Outrun the Moon, and what was the other one that I just finished? Under a Painted Sky. So if you haven't read her, she is amazing.
Most
Try.
definitely. Okay. Now, if you had to describe yourself in only 3 words, what
Uh-huh.
would they?
So I was thinking I didn't want to use adjectives, like I don't want to say like, I'm smart or anything like that. So I think I'll just say that, I'm a writer, I'm a mom, and I'm a Delhiite. Let's say that.
Okay, this one's something I'm really, really curious about because I'm an Indian, you're living in Boston, and I need to know how do you do the Indian stuff there? So my first question, what is your favorite festival?
Festival. I would say Diwali
How do you
because
get it there?
how do you do Diwali here?
Yeah.
Well, but unfortunately, it's usually a working day. So my family is usually busy. So that is really sad. So you have to make do on the weekends. There'll be once in a blue moon, the stars will align and it'll be on a weekend. So you can actually celebrate. But, we have family here. I have my sister-in-law, my other-in-laws are here, I have friends. So we'll usually get together but you cannot do firecrackers. They're not legal in the state of Massachusetts. You literally cannot, burn anything. So it has to be diyas, candles, food, family, cards, that sort of thing. And that is it. But, it also aligns with a lot of fall festivals here. So Halloween is around that time. And, Thanksgiving is around that time, depending on, when it falls that year. So you can usually incorporate that as well. So it'll be sort of a blended thing.
Okay, Nandini, now I'm curious again. I love Holi. So do you celebrate Holi there? Because it's kind of a messy festival. If you were to celebrate it over there, how would you do it?
No, we do it. But I honestly, I did not love Holi growing up. It's too much for me. My cousins were terrible in Delhi. They would literally come and drag you out of the house and throw you in a tub of rang. So I did not enjoy it growing up. But over here, it's way too cold. There's sometimes even snow on the ground. So how are you going to go and throw color on people, right? So, but people do still do it, but it's more gulal. And what I used to do with my kids when they were younger, they really loved water balloons. So we would literally fill an entire tub of water balloons. But I would then do like a Easter twist on it. I would hide the water balloons all over the yard, right? So, and then release all the kids, and they would go running out and they would run around. Instead of finding Easter eggs, they would find the water balloons because they're the same color, same shape, right? And they would
Yeah.
fling at each other. So And then, of course, we would cook and stuff, the gujia and things like that. But yeah, it's really hard to do the full-on Holi with the, pitchkaris and things like that because it's so cold that time of year.
All right. My next question. Okay, now we Indians, especially people who have been living in Delhi or who have visited Delhi, Delhi is famous for street food. Street food like chole kulcha, South Indian, water ball, golgappa, everything. We are just
Yeah.
famous for that. So if you
Yeah.
have this sudden craving to eat something like that, do you find it in Boston?
Yes, you find everything. Sab kuch milta hai. You get everything. So my local Indian store, they have a little stall in the back, and you can literally go while you're shopping. You can order your chola bhaturas, and they are Punjabi. They are from Delhi. So you can literally order your, papdi or bhel puri or anything you want. The one thing they don't have is matragi chaat. A matar kulcha. That is very, very Delhi. Like you don't get it in Mumbai and some of these other places at all. That's the one thing that if you want to make, you have to literally cook it yourself. But yeah, you get everything. You really do. So which is good.
Okay, now this is another thing. Do you still watch Bollywood movies?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. My sister's in the industry. A couple of her movies have been made from based on her books, and like the Zoya Factor, and
Yeah.
yeah, my sister Anuja, yeah. So and it was what was it called now? Sardar Ka Grandson was the new one that just came out this year.
Oh my
This year,
God.
yeah. Yeah.
So
So I
great.
have to watch it, you know. She's in the industry, so I get all the latest gossip. I get told what are the things to watch out for, and now Netflix shows everything. So that's awesome. Earlier, you used to actually have to find a hall and get a bunch of friends and go and watch it together. But now you can get everything online. So
Okay. Now, so if you want to watch a Hindi movie or say some other Indian language movie in the theaters, is that possible in Boston?
it is now because of COVID, it's a little difficult, right? So because they usually there's a few movie halls that regularly get the latest because they release worldwide at the same time now. Earlier we had to wait, but now everything gets released at the same time. It may not be in every town, but in big cities like Boston, you'll find a couple of movie halls that show all the biggest hits. Not everything, but whatever is popular. So, but right now, of course, nobody's been to a movie hall for like a year and a half.
Yes,
So,
it's not possible at the moment. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Nandini, as we approach the end of this interview, would you like to say anything to your readers?
Yeah, the one thing I would say to them is if you're reading, I'd encourage you to read people and places that you're not familiar with. Like when I was growing up, I only read British fiction and fiction set in the US and nowhere else. And now you have so many books that are set everywhere, and it really opens your mind to, expose yourself to all these different cultures and people and concepts and just ways of life. So yeah, it's a great way to walk in other people's shoes. And if you're writing, I would encourage you to write things that the people and the places that write about that, because you put that on the page and then so many other people can experience that as well. So
I completely agree with you for the reader part. Yes, it's true, and I try to do it as much as I can. Do you have
yeah.
any more recommendations that you would like to give to your readers?
Well, Stacey Lee was one, and Jordan Foucault. I love her books. She writes fantasy set in Africa, and yeah. So yeah, there's so many books out there that you can try. You can now read fantasy set in Korea or Japan or in Africa, or even science fiction that draws from these cultures. And it's so good to know about these things. Like I hadn't read any Hispanic writers before I moved to the US, but over here they have a lot of those available and people are interested. So, these are not things that I knew about in India. I'm sorry, my cat is approaching. Say hello to Zara, everyone.
She's
Zara,
so
hello.
sweet.
Yeah. She's just like, hi, let me get on screen.
Wait, you have a dog as well, right?
Yeah, we lost him this year.
I'm
Yeah.
so
He was
sorry.
he was nearly 13 years old. So yeah, Yogi. He is actually in the book, and yeah. See, in the Indian edition of Sister of the this is the US edition of Sister of the Bollywood Bride, and this was the Indian edition that came out a long time back. See, he's on the cover, and he's in the book as well.
I like the Indian edition more. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah, no, definitely. They said, oh, it has to be read. It's a wedding book, and they put like a necklace on it because there was jewelry and all this
Mhm.
gold gilt and everything. But this has its own charm. This is also
It
beautiful.
has, yes.
So yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, Nandini, for being here. A very happy Independence Day to you.
To
And
you
thank
too.
you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
She is amazing, isn't she? I had so much fun talking to her, and well, it was such an enjoyable experience for me, and I really hope you guys like it too. And if you do, never hesitate to share your opinion. Hit the like button right now. Okay. As I told you, she's just so amazing, lovely, graceful, and charming, and so are her books. I read her book, Rishi and the Karmic Cat, a few months back, and I loved it. I really want to talk about this book right now, but we can't. Then otherwise the video will be so long, and well, we'll do it in some other video because I just love this book so much. I really want to talk about it, but we can't do it right now, so let's do it in the future. And I'd like to thank Nandini for her time. Thank you so much, Nandini, and it meant the world to me that I got the opportunity to talk to you. And I'd also like to thank you people for watching this video, and if you liked it, hit the like button as I mentioned before, and if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys really soon, and in the meantime, start reading Nandini Bajpai's books if you haven't already.